You are very welcome at our online master program Open Day, where we discuss our master programs taught in English, both in person and online. While we have others joining us, I suggest that we watch a 2-minute video about HSE University and then proceed to the programs and discussions. I invite you to ask questions in chat so that we can answer them during the Open Day and follow up.
Did you know that HSE University is a research university operated under the government of the Russian Federation? What is HSE Plus? HSE Plus provides students with the opportunity to shape their own educational tracks by offering various packages of courses and fields of study while studying at HSE University. Can you get 2 diplomas at once? HSE University can rightfully be called the higher school of everything. There are 18 faculties, each of which has from 3 to 10 departments, institutes, and centers. In 2019, HSE University launched the most advanced and one of the largest academic campuses in Russia. 3 enormous atriums connect iconic historical buildings into a single academic space. A total of 13 buildings combined into a single complex, which can accommodate up to 3,500 students. The Pokrovka campus features a modern open library available to all Moscow residents. All of our campuses in Moscow are located in iconic historical locations in the very center of the capital. HSE University can truly be called a city university. Learners from over 100 countries study at HSE University. Therefore, we've created the HSE Chamber of Nationalities. There are many ways for international students to get into HSE University: by passing entrance exams, or taking part in the global scholarship competition, or using your international certificates. In light of the global COVID-19 pandemic, HSE University has successfully transferred all of its education services to online formats without diminishing the quality of instruction, while also providing students with all necessary technical support in a timely manner. We hope to continue our studies as usual in the new academic year. HSE University is perhaps the most hospitable university all over Russia. All services and events at our campuses are fully bilingual. We aim at making your stay and studies with us as comfortable as possible. Welcome to the HSE University family.
Okay, now please, I would like to introduce my colleagues who are present at this webinar. I can see here Professor Ivashkovskaya, who is the academic supervisor of the Master of Business Analytics master program, Dr. Anna Vysotskaya, who is the executive director of the program, and I already see here our graduate Malika Shahudinova. You can ask questions in chat and Malika will try to answer them, and after the programs she will also join the discussion. Now I would like to introduce you Dr. Elena Podkolzina, who is the academic supervisor of the Economics and Economic Policy Master Program. And now, with a short welcome, I would like to give the mic to our Dean of the Faculty of Economic Sciences, Professor of the Department of Theoretical Economics, Sergei Pekarsky. I would like to add that Professor Pekarsky is also a graduate of HSE University, and he will open our Open Day. Please.
Dear friends, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to see you here on this meeting, and I would like to invite you to join our Faculty of Economic Sciences within our master programs. As you saw from this short video, our university is now large, but it was started in 1992, actually only in the field of economics. That is why it's High School of Economics. And actually it was started in the field of economics within the short master program in economics. So actually, we are talking about the core of our university. We are very glad that we are privileged to run higher education in Moscow within economics, and we're trying our best to do this as good as possible. And actually, our achievements are in part visible if we talk, for example, about the position of our programs within the best known ratings such as QS, Times Higher Education, etc. So we are leading in Russia within this position, and we are actually comparable to the quality of education to a number of European and American universities. This quality is achieved by varying means. In part, and it is a great part, it is achieved by the quality of our staff. Actually, High School of Economics is well known in Russia because we have a very good staff in all fields, and in economics in particular, we have very qualified teachers and researchers. Actually, we are #1 in Russia by the number of colleagues who were who had received their PhDs in Western universities, and this number is growing over time. So by this stuff, our students are provided with a lot of opportunities, and it is a very good chance to be in High School of Economics, to receive the diploma of High School of Economics, and to obtain some very important competences in economic and financial analysis. And indeed, by joining High School of Economics, we will have a lot of opportunities to learn. It's not only our courses, our classes within our master programs. We had a lot of opportunities to provide students with work within university by doing teaching assistantship and research assistantship. We have a lot of opportunities to offer our students a training within the best Russian companies, the Bank of Russia, and other government bodies. So I welcome you to our graduate programs. You will see that this education is pretty worth it. So good luck, and I leave the floor. Okay. Your microphone, Oksana.
Thank you, Professor Pekarsky, for your time and welcome. Now we will proceed to the master programs, and the first program we would like to present is the Master of Business Analytics. This is new and online program. Please, Irina Vasylyevna.
Anna, could you please open and share the presentation?
Yes, sure, I'm doing this now, of course.
Okay. So I would like to say that this is really brand new program. It will start only next September. And I would like, of course, to try to explain what's really new in that particular project. First, it's a business analytics program, but it will then give you the master degree in the science of finance. So what's business analytics and what's really very specific? Change and big shifts. So I would like to mention the point number 1, which is here in that slide, that's very, very important. As you see, the market value of the most well-known companies nowadays comprises almost by 90% of so-called intangible resources, and only 10% which are represented in the financial reports of the company can explain the level and the changes in the market value of any company. And so what? Then there is a big question. So can we just apply the same concepts we applied in industrial economy when the proportion was, as you see here in 1975, almost vice versa? Can we apply the same approaches, the same instruments, the same ideas, the same measures and metrics to understand the success of a company? So that's why first very important shift is that the company and the nature of the firm dramatically changed. And now it's called the so-called the living firm, the firm which competes with the dynamic capabilities which cannot be purchased just before the production. They should be generated inside the production process. And they are really very unique, and even some other companies cannot imitate these dynamic capabilities. And that's really good news for that particular companies, but it's bad news for people in finance because they need now to apply new metrics, new measures. They need to describe everything that was not measured before. But if you do not measure, you cannot manage because you cannot set up the goals, you cannot specify the criteria for the success. So it's really very, very important. There is no way back just only to operate with the financial capitals as it was before for people in finance. They studied heavily debt capital, they studied, of course, equity flows, they studied cash flows, but they almost didn't have enough metrics to describe, analyze, and to trace non-financial resources of any company. But nowadays it's impossible because non-financial resources make the core of any success of any company in the economy, which is called knowledge-based. So that's why our program first is really focused on understanding new value creation drivers, and how we can do it. I will try to explain you a little bit further. One more point here. Of course, maybe you know what is CFO. This is Chief Finance Officer. This is the most important executive in the area of finance in any business. And the role of the Chief Finance Officer is now really, again, significantly transforming, because now it's not only about some numbers, it's not about only financial reports. It's not about setting some numeric goals and then studying variance and the deviations from these particular metrics. This is not only the forecast derived from the financial data from the financial report. The CFO now is becoming so-called Chief Value Officer, and he becomes the really great person in a company because the company is based on so-called multiple capitals, non-financial capitals, mainly intellectual capital, which include human capital, organizational capital, clients capital, the nature capital, the manufacturing capital, and of course, financial capitals as well. So the core for the future job of Chief Finance Officer will become non-financial data, because the non-financial data should be the pre-financial data. It should explain the future financial performance of any business. Could you please give me the next slide, Anna? Okay, thank you. And the second very important shift overall in the national economies, and then of course its impact over the business. I guess everybody in that class, in that room now knows what is ESG, environmental, social, and governance requirements for the nations, for the industries, for the companies, for the society. And it means now that we need another way of thinking in the business, so-called integrated thinking, how we should understand the impact the business will make to the environment, to the society, how it should be controlled, that particular impact, and what should the board of directors do nowadays. And that's why we now need to talk about the shareholder value, which was really derived in the concepts of corporate finance during industrial economy period. But this is no more true. Now we need to understand how we can transform shareholder value creation ideas into so-called stakeholder value creation, bearing in mind that not only financial stakeholders are really important for people and for the business and for the goals that we should set up for the companies, but also non-financial stakeholders. Why? Because those people bring these intellectual resources. Those people are generating them inside of the business. Those people make the company really unique. Could you please give us the next slide, Anna? So our program is about this integrated thinking, about these new metrics, about these new approaches and vision of the company. How we are trying to push you forward these new directions in the analytic of the company. I'm not going now to describe all the topics, all the subject of the program, but I would like also to emphasize very important points. First very important point, the program is of course applied, and the program has 3 applied specializations. The first one is value-based business analytics. Every specialization, including that one, will be based on the 5 to 6 optional courses after students complete about 11 compulsory courses in the program. The second specialization is called strategic business reporting, because if you have to measure those non-measurable still non-financial resources, you need somehow to present them in some particular format to be understandable by investors, outside analytics, by the government, by public. So strategic business reporting, this is the second very important direction of development of our program. And finally, if you reported something which is really unusual, because these are non-financial resources, but they should be measured, they should be represented by some key performance indicators, you need to compare them, you need to understand the dynamics, and you need to be really aware that those are really true data. So the third specialization is so-called auditing and assurance strategies for the business analytics, mainly focused on this non-financial data and how they could be verified. So the first very important emphasis is we want our program to become really applied. That's why we consider the 3 different specializations. Second, it would be also a project-centered model of education, because within each specialization, you need to complete at least 2 to 3 different practical projects within the practical applied research workshops. And we really plan to involve people from the industry experts to become supervisors of this project and a type of consultant and advisors for the students who will be involved into these 3 different directions, 3 different specializations, and in each 2 to 3 projects. And the third very important to our mind point, we would like our program becoming global. So we want to involve our international colleagues from our international networks. And that's why in each specialization, we want to launch so-called virtual labs. This is an online project, and those people who work in Europe and in Asia and maybe even in Australia, but those people are specialists and experts in those fields, they will deliver some specific webinars during the program. They will become our advisors because they have really strong and variable connections in the world. They know very well all best practices in their countries, in European countries, in Asian countries, and even in the United States. So we would like to cooperate with them. Next, of course, there are some professional associations. They are really very well known in the world, and they are listed here. So these are very different associations. Mostly they are focused in accounting. They are also focused in financial management. So we already established all the connections needed to cooperate with them within the projects. And we are now in the process of discussion how they will give us and deliver us and the certification for each of these 3 specializations I already mentioned. Now I want to pass a little bit the slides to my colleague Anna Vysotskaya, who is the director also in our project, mostly focused on the operational issues of the program. Please.
Thank you very much.
Maybe you could explain some particular points how we are going to select students. Okay.
Yes, of course. Hello to everyone. I'm happy that you have joined us today, and I'm happy that we can share with you our vision and our new program. And as for the admission process and as for the outputs which you might get afterwards, I would state that, first of all, we are not judging our applicants only by GPA results. We are looking mostly at individual results, at the background, at your portfolio, And as for the results which you might, which you will be able to get, we can mention that the careers that are planned after the graduation, they fall into several broad spheres, such as business analytics, for financial management, of course, for decision making, accounting and internal audits, and that will be very well supported in our program by forensic accounting subjects as well, and in assurance for business analytics. So as you might understand, you will be able to work in real sector companies, in financial sector companies, in consulting firms, and so on. So we are inviting you to master a new generation of finance professionals, and we are here to provide you with critical success requirements of the employers, so that you will be competing on the global job market, and you can feel yourself as professionals. So as for the core, you can see some core courses right here, which will be delivered within the program. Well, Irina Ivashkovska just explained us a little bit what is our program focused on. As we already mentioned, it will be project-based model with a global scope, and we will be trying to fill all the gaps you might have with the within the previous education. As for the admissions, once again, let me stress your attention that you are already invited to submit your applications. The application process for foreign students is already open, and we are here to help you with portfolio consultation if it is needed. And you can always consult with our website, which you can see on your screens, and we will provide you with the details, with the links in the chat, so that you can feel yourself confident in applying to our program. As I said, what we are looking for is just bachelor degree in any field. We are not looking solely on economic background, not needed at all. And also portfolio is quite important that you mention your main achievements within the past years. And we will be happy if you can provide us with some achievements that you already have also in research activities, such as publications or some certifications from the professional bodies such as ACCA and ACPA. That would be a plus for your portfolio. And we're here to answer all your questions. I can forward the word further now. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Vashkovskaya and Dr. Vysotskaya. Now we will answer the question in chat, which is specific for this program, and it is, what is the application deadline? So, Anna, what is the application deadline, please?
All right, I was thinking that maybe Professor Irina wanted to comment. Well, the application deadline for the fall intake is in August, so you have quite pretty a lot of time for application. So we will provide you with more information through the web, through the mail, or through the portfolio consultation.
But what is possible just nowadays, immediately, maybe after, maybe next week also, you can show us your portfolio. We can set up the webinar and discuss with you online your portfolio. And then we can preliminarily say to you whether we are going to accept you in case you make that decision to apply finally. Or maybe we need something else and we will give you an advice, what else. So just don't hesitate to write to us directly, and then we will set up this online meeting with you.
Yes, please. And there is also a great question, which is about career and further employment, but it is relevant to all programs. And we actually have a graduate who will answer this particular question. At the moment, I would like to read the question. What is the difference between this program and the other program, which is called finance? Please, if possible, of course.
I didn't talk about the program finance. I said that you will get a diploma after 2 years of master degree program after you complete. You will get a diploma, Master of Science in Finance with a major in the business analytics. So this is the program in finance, but it's focused on new approaches finance people should apply to the business analytics. So that is same.
And also important question, will we take online courses or in classroom after the enrollment? This is only for this program that
this program is 100% online. It's on Coursera platform, which has millions of e-learners. And you will get about 23 video courses during these 2 years, including 11 to 12 obligatory compulsory courses, plus 5 to 6 courses that you need for your specialization. So you will have a choice for specialization. The video courses, you can just watch them from any point of course at any time. 2 courses per week, each course 2 lectures per week, but they will be of course followed and supplemented by the live online webinars as we now talk to you. So there would be seminars, webinars to discuss particular topic, to go through particular mini cases, to be prepared to solve and to go through some computations exercises, and the project work also would be indirect webinars. So you will get this personal contact on the globe, but with the help of the computer.
Thank you. And please, can we proceed to our next program, which is Economics and Economic Policy? This is also a new program taught in person, and it is presented by Dr. Pat Coulson, who is also a graduate of the Faculty of Economic Sciences.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So I hope you can see my slides, and I'm going to give you a short overview of this partially new program, which is called Economics and Economic Policy. Oh, sorry, I need to switch to, yeah. This program will combine the best practices from current programs, which is called Applied Economics and Economics Research Track, and the possibilities that are given by new education standard that is going on operating in HSE. So we will have 2 main tracks, general applied track, which you can do in 2 formats, mixed language, where you need to know for sure Russian language, and purely English track. And the second main track, it is research track, which is mostly based on the previous economics research track. So the general applied track is mostly focusing on analytics skills, and it gives you a fundamental education in economics, like micro, macro, and econometrics of advanced level, and taught you about economic intuition and how you could use it with the addition of model econometrician tools in order to check hypotheses. And also we're gonna focus on applied applied things, not only pure research one, but also stuff that is demanded by the companies as analytical, how you could use general data on analyzing whole economy, particular companies, regions, or municipalities. So here, the main new things, it is the key seminar, which will be particular to each track, and also project-based learning, where you could choose the applied projects that are given both by the staff from the faculty and also by companies. And this will be accompanied by a wide range of electives. So we can say that the main advantage and the main new point of this program that it is mostly like individual program for each student. The second main track here, it is a research track. And here we have an idea to become as much closer as possible due to Russian standards of education to the idea of PhD program like in United States or like research master plus PhD like in Europe. So these 2 years will give you a main background of micro, macro, and econometrics, like a major courses, which allow you to run research in and writing papers for the good journals. And here is the main focus is how to run research. And here we're going to make emphasis on fundamental training and independent research at a model level. Also, this program allow you to have some scholarships that should give you additional advantages in building academic career. What are the main advantages of this program? Here we have teachers with research experience. It is leading Russian and foreign scientists with publications in good international and economic journals. We have projects led by key employers. We have an opportunity to work at the Faculty of Economic Sciences while you're studying. You can choose some courses to assist like a teaching assistant or to run research in labs and institutions of Higher School of Economics. We have a lot of research labs where you have a possibility to work with leading foreign scientists in different spheres. Also, we have opportunities for internships and participation in 2-degree programs with the foreign partner universities. And here I'm going to show you our main partners with which we have already established double-degree program. It is a University of Paris 1, University of Luxembourg, Erasmus School of Economics, and Humboldt University. Also, both programs allow you during the second year to go to an internship for one of the foreign universities. And here is some short sum up about the main enrollment points for this program. And here we have some different rules for foreigners and others. So for foreigners, it is admission by portfolio competitions, and we are already accept the applications. And for others, you should pass some admission tests like economics or higher mathematics, and provide certificates about your English proficiency. And we're also welcome the benefits for prize winners and winners of competitions like I'm a Professional or High League. So I think that's all, because I asked to be quite short.
Thank you, Dr. Partkozina. We had a question if our economic and economics policy program is state accredited, and I would like to add that all the programs that we present today are state accredited, and your diploma will be valid both in Moscow and abroad. We provide so-called state accredited diplomas to all graduates of master programs. Okay, now before we move to the next program, earlier this year we asked one of the international alumni, Eduardo Alberti, how to get good grades at HSE University. He will now share with us his secret observation that he took from the top students. Let's see it ourselves.
You know, in Russia, I noticed that there's a lot of focus on preparing the exam rather than, you know, study, focus on preparing the exam, like rather than studying the book or wander around and, you know, trying to forecast what's going to be on the exam. And if you have passed exam, try to look at it. Again, do a lot of simulations. Try to simulate. You know, if you're doing an exam, and if you know it's going to be an exam where you're going to have to do you know, 30 exercise in 2 hours, try to do slowly the same pace, and maybe try to get to doing 40 exercise in 2 hours, but trying to even make the simulation even harder than the exam itself, so that, you know, prepare for the worst, and then the best will happen, right? So for me, that was the secret to get good grades. And that's also good for you know, certifications such as the CFA, FRM, ERP, GMAT, any other stuff. So focus on the exam rather than wander around or just you know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oops. I'm sorry for some technical issues. Was the video, you saw the video, right? To some extent, I mean, correct? So I suggest that now we ask one of our graduates this question that we had, the first question in the chat, and it was about what are the main advantages of HSE compared to other universities in Russia? Also, are there many foreigners who work for Russian companies after graduating from HSE? As far as I know, foreigners are not very welcome to work in Russian major or state-owned companies. We have Daria Matvienko, who is an international student now, graduate. So please, Daria, would you please answer this question?
Hello, everyone. My name is Daria, and so originally I'm from Ukraine, so I'm an international student. And what is my educational background? So I finished my bachelor's degree at High School of Economics, at the program of economics, and also I did an exchange semester at University of Cologne in Germany. So then I finished my master's degree on the program Economics Research Program. So now it is Economics and Economic Policy program. And I did it within a dual degree program at the University of Luxembourg. So there is a program, Quantitative Economics and Finance. And now I am a PhD student at High School of Economics. So as you can understand, I am a true fan of High School of Economics. And I understand that the quality of education and the community, very diverse and motivated, is really exceptional, because when I was studying abroad, I really could understand that the level of HSE students was far above of the level of students of many European universities. So it is really true. So regarding my work experience, I was a teaching assistant for many years at High School of Economics. So I was a teaching assistant in macroeconomics and international finance and reporting standards. So then I was, so I'm now also a research assistant at the International Laboratory for Macroeconomic Analysis since 2018. Also now I'm a leading analyst at Center for Macroeconomic Research in Sberbank. So it is the biggest Russian bank and the bank in Eastern Europe. As you can understand, as a foreigner, I could get a position there. And so also I'm now tutor teacher in macroeconomics in the joint bachelor program in High School of Economics, at High School of Economics and EU Economics School. So I could get an employment both at High School of Economics and in Sberbank. So the problem with foreigners is that we cannot go to central bank. It's the only institution I know that we cannot enter actually. So I know some graduates who were in Ministry of Finance and Ministry of economic like prosperity, and so there is no many problem. Of course, as a foreigner, you face some difficulties because it's the same in every country. When I was in Luxembourg, there are much more problem there to get like a position other than PhD. So in Russia, you have to, for example, if you're a current student and if you are studying not online, but or it can be online if it is pandemic. But for example, for economics and economic policy, you can just study and get a position in any education and in any firm, because there is a law now that if you are a current student, you can get a position in any firm. So I didn't have any problems with it. So I was proposed a position and I could go to this firm in some days already. So before it was a bit more complicated because you have to get permission to work, but it is also not too much too complicated. So now you can get a position in any firm without any problems because you're a student of High School of Economics. And after that, you can go, for example, for also permission. So it is a work permission. So your employee can get you a permission for this. So there are not so many problems with it.
Thank you, Daria. Thank you. And now let's proceed to the Strategic Corporate Finance Master Program. It will be presented by Professor Anastasia Stepanova. And should I add that Anastasia is herself a graduate of the Strategic Corporate Finance Program. Please, Anastasia.
Thank you, Oksana. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to see all of you and happy to see some of our alumni here. So let me share the screen. Yeah, it's here. Okay, I will show a very short presentation, I think for 5 to 6 minutes. So this is a program that is focused on corporate finance, first of all, while at the same time, so this program can give you quite a wide variety of knowledge and skills. with balanced curriculum. And this is 2 years at HSE Master Program in Finance. And this is one of the, I believe, the best programs in Russia, concentrated in finance. We welcome 60, 65, sometimes 70 students every year. As of today, so we have the students, so we have quite diversified community in our program. So that's the students from more than 20 countries right now. We benefit from all the partnerships that the Faculty of Economic Sciences can provide us. Yes, so that's 6 partner schools and universities. And the program is quite tightly affiliated with the Corporate Finance Lab, Corporate Finance Research Center, headed by Professor Ivashkovskaya, who is also here. And also, I should say some words about alumni. So we have more than 400 alumni working in leading consulting companies, investment banks, M&A boutiques, investment funds, and so on and so on. So after graduation, all our alumni, all our graduates are welcome to join the HSE Corporate Finance Alumni Club. And we are really open for collaboration. So the program is really open for the students with different background from different countries. So we do love diversity in our small teams working in the program. So some words about the structure. Here you can find the program structure as of today. We have several obligatory courses like Advanced Econometrics, Macro and Microeconomics, Corporate Finance, the course of Business Valuation, the Basic Theory of Finance. We have several project and research activities that are also obligatory, but you are free to choose one project seminar and one research direction from a variety that is presented at the faculty level. So you should follow the methodological seminar, project seminar, and of course to prepare the master thesis during this year and a half. Before the, we have quite a lot of different elective courses. We have the classical courses for the program in finance, like M&A, corporate governance, financial modeling, asset management, quantitative finance, but also we have the new courses in our program, for example, like sustainable finance, that is mostly about the ESG investment, and we have also behavioral finance, that is maybe a bit more theoretically oriented, but discusses a lot of modern problems, modern questions that are researched, that are studied right now in the academic community in the world. We also have, we recently introduced the course of entrepreneurial finance that is really popular from the very beginning, and even we launched it just this year, so 2020, and it has already attracted more than 50 students from the very beginning. And we have some advice on what you should do before the program. So that's mostly about taking a course of Math for Economists by Professor Bukin that is prepared specially for those who are going to join our master programs, the FAS for Faculty of Economic Sciences master programs, that is available at Coursera. I do recommend also to follow, to make sure that you're okay with some basics of probability theory or basic level of econometrics, some economic theory, and also when you just, when you, at the very beginning of the program in September of the first semester, you are free to join the bridge course in corporate finance. Some words about the faculty. So I will not, I will not read the list, but we have a very, so this is one of our main advantages. So we have the professors who have the great experience in finance and corporate finance. We have several professors who made their PhD in the top universities in the world, in London School of Economics, Stockholm School of Economics, Bocconi, and so on. And we have also the practitioners on list. Yeah, so some courses are totally provided by the practitioners. So from both from the real sector and from the financial companies, from Big Four and so on. So some courses that are especially important, like business valuation, or for example, mergers and acquisitions, are prepared by the team of professors, both academicians and practitioners. That can give you additional advantage to get the view from the academic sphere, and then to check the today's practices in that area. So I believe that Oksana can say some words about the partner universities that are available for the double degree programs for exchange in the Faculty of Economic Sciences. Yeah, I will just say that, yeah, a lot of our students apply and go to the double degree programs. This is one of the interesting tracks for my opinion. What are the main career tracks of our alumni? So I would say that that's mostly strategic and financial consulting, investment banks, asset management, so diverse hedge funds, mutual funds, private equity, some business valuation companies and companies from Big Four, and of course the real sector. I would also add, yeah, that our graduates work not only in Moscow, but in many countries in the world. Yeah, so in London, in Amsterdam, in Geneva, in New York, and so on. What about the admission? Yes, so the admission works by the portfolio, and we also make the interview with each of the applicants who were successful through the first stage of the competition, who made quite good portfolio. And the academic council of the program arrange all these activities. So both the portfolio competition and then the interview. So I think that's enough from my side. Yeah, and I'm ready to answer the questions.
Thank you, Professor Stepanova. I would like to mention that we had a question. What is the difference between this master program and the level 7 UK diploma, 120 credits? We need to do some research because we didn't compare this before. So I will just send out the answers after the webinar because at the moment I'm not sure what we are not sure what to answer. So if you have now questions about strategic corporate finance, please go ahead because Anastasia is going to leave us and we will stay to discuss a little bit more of the programs and your questions. Go ahead. While you are getting ready with the questions, I would like to try, hopefully there will be no technical issue. I will try to show you a 2-minute video where international students Agirima Marbekov from Kazakhstan and Tobi Oladiran from Nigeria discuss teamwork. Let's see it.
We do a lot of homeworks, home assignments, projects. And have you had good experience with your team or not? And are you happy with it? Do you think that there are some advantages or disadvantages to work in teams?
Advantages to really work in a team, because if you have a very good team, because it's possible that you don't have a very good team and it's going to be very stressful. So I was really opportune to work with a very good team, Anastasia, Olga, they were in my team, and they were like very strong ladies, always like pretty much willing to contribute at great length. So I learned a lot from them. Even when we were asked to change to other team, I was like, I really want Olga and Anastasia in my team. Why? Because they are very strong and they are pushing me to become better. And so I really want them back in my team and to be able to work with them. So I think for the program to be able to be successful, it really depends on your team also too. You have to get a very strong team that you guys can work together. And from there you can get, if you're looking for grades, you can get a good grade. Second, if you're looking for good knowledge, then you can get that because your team are willing to contribute, and you can, I mean, most time you learn a lot from your team rather than from your lecturer. The lecturer just come give you the skeleton, then you go back home and you develop the body. And so I think that's another thing I really, I would say is a major advantage for that.
Okay, so now I would like, because I do not see questions. Okay, in this, I would like to introduce you our recent graduates of our master programs. Malika Shakhudinova, Strategic Corporate Finance Alumni 2018. Malika currently works as an associate at Oliver Wyman Strategic Consulting, specializing in the financial services industry. Malika, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with HSE?
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Oksana, for introducing me. My name is Malika, and I actually graduated from Strategic Corporate Finance Master Program in 2018. Prior to that, I held a bachelor degree in economics in the Faculty of Economic Sciences in Higher School of Economics as well. While studying on my master program, I had an opportunity to go for an internship in Oliver Wyman, which is an international strategic consulting company. And then I received an offer. I also had a chance to finish my studying, and after finishing my master program, I joined Oliver Wyman as a full-time consultant. And I've been in the company for 3 years now, and currently I'm working as an associate, which is a junior manager position. As Oksana told you, I'm specializing in financial services industry, which is working mainly with banks in Russia and CIS countries.
Okay, please, if you have specific question to Malika, please ask her in chat, or you can ask if you have a microphone, you can ask using voice. And in the meantime, while we are collecting questions, I would like again, you already had the short experience, I would like again invite Daria Matvienko. She is in HSE Economics Research Program and University of Luxembourg Quantitative Economics and Finance Master Programs Alumni 2020. Daria currently works as a leading analyst at the Center for Macroeconomic Research at Sberbank. She also is a teaching assistant in macroeconomics at HSE University and research intern at International Laboratory for Macroeconomic Analysis at HSE. So Daria can probably tell a little bit what are the conditions to go to dual degree diploma from economics research program.
Yes, thank you. So I just forgot to mention in my previous speech that whenever you have any questions, you can reach me in any social networks. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. I will be happy to help you. So regarding the dual degree, so I got good grades during my bachelor studies, but it was not such a big prerequisite because when you are entering to the research master or any other master, so I had friends from, for example, finance department who also got an internship or like exchange semester and dual degree program at the University of Luxembourg. So there's not only students from research program entering to the dual degree program. So all students from the Faculty of Economic Sciences can apply to dual degree programs. So I had good grades during my first semester in master program. So I applied maybe in January, I think. So I took my ranking, ranking. So what I am what is my number in terms of other students. So I got grades, and I also sent it to Oksana Butko, and I also had IELTS. So I had like 7.5, and I applied to this dual degree. So first I was approved by faculty, and then I had to apply directly to University of Luxembourg. So I had to fill not a very complicated form. I just had to upload my transcripts, my educational background, and I applied to this program. So the program is quite selective, but it is not so complicated to get there. So I think everyone has to take his chance or her chance to enter this program or some other program, for example, in Humboldt University of Berlin or Lancaster or Erasmus University. And it was a really great experience for me to get a double degree diploma, because I had many new knowledge acquired from University of Luxembourg. I also met exceptional professors who got their PhDs also from Northwestern, from University of Rochester, and all other universities. So I had really great experience, and I wrote my master thesis there, which I really like now, and I'm preparing for for a peer review journal. So it was a great opportunity, and I encourage everyone to take his chance and to apply for this program. So you have to just study for one semester, and then you can apply for Paris 1 and Sorbonne University Paris School of Economics. You apply usually in November, so you have to have your grades like for the first module, which takes from September to October, and your bachelor's degree grades. So there are different deadlines for these dual degree programs, but Oksana Butko really helped a lot with this, not to mess up everything and to apply on time. So it was not so complicated.
Thank you, Daria. And there is a question from one of the participants about strategic corporate finance. Can I ask Malika to help us a little bit? I think that Anastasia had to left already. I have, okay. The first question is, one of the strongest side of the program is teamwork. Is time allows, could you develop on this further? For example, what subjects are taught with team approach? Malika, can you remember maybe some examples of courses that were taught with team approach?
Sure, I would say that most of the subjects taught in this program are including some kind of teamwork experience. Some subjects even like 100% consists of teamwork. For example, the course taught by Professor Ivashkovskaya, the corporate finance, on the very first year, it was consist of a lot of team cases, which we had to solve in teams of 4 students. And like each week or 2 weeks, we received a new case, which we had to solve. And the same, I would say the same for all the other courses. In every course, there were at least one or several cases and tasks that we had to solve in teams, usually 3 to 4 students, which is actually a great advantage of this program, as for my opinion, to develop this skill to work with different kinds of people, to lead the project, to structure your work, to be able to meet the tight deadlines, because the deadlines are really tough here. And this is one of the main skills and one of the most important skills that I learned, and which is very practical in my current career as well, because in consulting you have the same work, but the projects are bigger and a lot more complicated with a lot more stakeholders. But what you do in your master program is actually a very simplified and small kind of project.
Thank you, Malika. This was very good, I think, in terms of teamwork. And now we have another question. Do we plan to provide offline education? I would like to say that two of the programs that you were presented today, the economics and economic policy program and strategic corporate finance program are offline programs. And as soon as we have borders open, we will have the program going in person. And while the Master of Business Analytics is an online program and it allows you to be in any place of the world and study and get your master degrees. I would like to ask if any of the programs would like to add anything as a final notice. Irina Vasilievna, how about you?
Oh, I would like to say that please follow our webpage for that very new program, which would be on Coursera starting next September. Because what we are planning to do, we are planning just at the beginning of February, our own webinar, which would be on some hot topics in this new area of analytics. And we are planning to have them monthly at least with international experts who would be really involved into virtual labs, into projects. So we'll explain in more details some new topics, just briefly discuss them. And of course, we will explain everything concerning some educational process, the formats, this teamwork that I introduced many years ago when I established Strategic Corporate Finance Master Degree Program. This teamwork is really very positive. We now have an experience how we can organize team working online, because we are working for several months in strategic corporate finance as well online. So we now got this experience ourselves, I mean professors and teachers. So it's much now easier and clear how we can apply it for fully online programs. So follow us please, because in our webpage we have lots of data already. Coursera also has specific web page for our program, and Coursera will be doing this whole marketing job, attracting students from many countries for these English-based webinars, promotion, and explanation in details. Next, very important point, I didn't have time in my presentation, but that's important. Now we are already in the process of making this video production process. We are making these video classes. At first for the so-called open content lectures. So you will be capable to get 5 courses in open content in March at Coursera. So you can follow this open specialization, which is like an introduction to the value-based analytics. You can see us, so we can meet you in that open courses specialization, and then make your final judgment. Is it the area that you could be interested in? Of course, third very important point, please write us directly all the addresses you will get at the web page, because again and again we can set up any direct webinar even each week to discuss some organizational stuff, admission and all these procedures, and explain you everything. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor Vashkovska. Now, Dr. Elena Podkozina, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I have a short comment, especially about offline and online. Our program is designed as offline program, but we're gonna use this huge experience of online teaching in our program, and we'll try to allow you to contact to leading researchers from all over the world. And this is the main advantage of online technologies. And also you will find the combined provide the possibility to choose some online courses on some platforms that you also could count on your credits history. But mainly where I hope we will have an opportunity to do teaching offline. And one more point I would like to stress that this new standard keeps in mind that we're going to make your teaching trajectory as much personalized as possible. So the idea is that you could choose electives from different programs, and each track has the academic leader, which will help you to build your own program, actually. So you will have regular meetings and discussions about if you are interested in, let's say, working at some Gazprom company, which courses you should choose in order to gain the most appropriate skills. So this is, I think, my main point in the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pakuzina. At the end of the open day, I would like to thank all participants and our presenters and graduates who spent time with us this morning or evening in some countries. And I want to wish our future applicants good luck with their application portfolios. Of course, have a great rest of the weekend and stay safe, and see you in Moscow at HSE University.
And see you online as well, guys. Only in Moscow. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everyone stay safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.